The movie begins with a woman named Alice. At that moment, she's sitting in a hotel when her husband, Eric, calls her. Eric thinks she has an appointment with the doctor tomorrow, and from their conversation, we learn that Alice works in the media department of a pharmaceutical company. She had just returned home after finishing an important conference. However, Eric doesn't know that Alice is cheating on him with a friend of hers named John. In the next scene, we see them getting into the car and leaving the hotel, driving along the road to go their separate ways home. Along the way, we discover that Alice and Eric haven't been able to conceive yet, which is why she has the doctor's appointment, and Eric is very eager to start a family. During the drive, John realizes he needs to refuel the car and is surprised because he thought he filled up the tank yesterday. John pulls into the nearest gas station and steps out to pump gas, while Alice goes inside the store to grab a coffee. We soon discover that the car has been leaking fuel, which explains why the gas ran out so quickly. Inside the store, Alice goes to pay for her coffee but doesn't see any staff around, so she leaves the money at the counter. Just then, she notices a lot of blood on the wall. As she's about to leave, someone shoots at her, hitting her arm. A strange man has opened fire on her, and after a few more shots, Alice quickly hides. She starts yelling for John, but he can't hear her because he's lost in his music, completely unaware of what's happening. Alice ties a piece of cloth around her wound to stop the bleeding and takes a quick look outside. Suddenly, another shot is fired, but it misses her. Alice realizes there's a sniper standing on a nearby billboard, and she's now trapped, unsure of who this sniper is or why they're trying to kill her. Meanwhile, John is still oblivious to what's going on outside the store. Alice decides to go for her phone that's lying on the ground, but before she can reach it, the sniper shoots at the phone, destroying it completely. With no other options, Alice tries to find a way out. She hears a sound nearby and discovers a walkie-talkie, but the problem is it's in the sniper's line of fire, and if she goes for it, she'll be putting her life at risk. So, she comes up with a focused plan. She grabs some bags of chips and throws them into the air to distract the sniper. As he fires at the chips, Alice runs and grabs the walkie-talkie. Alice speaks into the device, asking whoever's listening to call the police. The man on the other end asks about his wife, Amelia. Meanwhile, John realizes that the gas in the car has run out again and notices the fuel leak. He also realizes that Alice has been gone for too long, so he goes to check on her. Unfortunately, as soon as John enters the store, the sniper shoots him in the neck. John falls to the ground and calls out for Alice's help, but the sniper shoots him again, finishing him off. Alice is horrified by what just happened. She tries to retrieve the walkie-talkie that has fallen out of reach and uses a mop handle to pull it toward her. She talks to the man on the other end again, telling him her name and explaining what's happening in the store. The man asks once more about his wife, Amelia, and Alice tells him that there's no one else in the store at all. When the man heard this, he immediately called the police and told Alice that the police would arrive in about 15 minutes. But to her surprise, the man laughed maniacally, and it turned out that the person talking to her was actually the sniper, the one who killed John. The sniper kept talking to her, but she was too scared to respond. The sniper then said, "If you don't answer me, I'll come and kill you." Alice looked around and saw the electrical switches. An idea popped into her head. If she could turn off all the lights, she might have a chance to escape. She grabbed some cans and started throwing them at the switches to turn them off, but it didn't work. Then she noticed that the stand behind her had wheels, so she moved it to shield herself from the sniper, who started firing at her. Alice managed to turn off the lights and tried contacting someone else on the radio. But the radio kept connecting only to the sniper, and he told her, "There's no one else here but you, me, and Emily." At that moment, Alice found Emily's body, the person the sniper had been talking about. The sniper then said, "I killed my wife because she was cheating on me." Alice became even more terrified because she, too, was cheating on her husband. She started to suspect that this was the reason the sniper wanted to kill her, or maybe she just happened to fall into the hands of a crazy person by chance. Then, Alice found a landline phone, but unfortunately, the phone cord was cut. After a while, she saw a car pull up at the gas station, and a man named Doug got out. Doug entered the supermarket looking for Emily. When Alice saw Doug, she told him to hide quickly because there was a crazy sniper outside killing anyone who came near. She also told him that Emily was cheating on her husband with Doug. Alice asked Doug to call the police, but he said he'd forgotten his phone in the car. Alice then told him Emily's husband killed her because she was cheating. But Doug, confused, replied, "What? Who said that? Emily is my wife, that sniper is lying." Doug sat next to Alice and Emily. But Alice began to suspect Doug, because ever since he arrived, the gunshots had stopped, and the sniper hadn't spoken on the radio. She began to think Doug was the sniper. Alice grabbed a hammer and confronted him, saying, "You're the one who killed John and now you want to kill me." But Doug said, "No, it wasn't me, believe me, I'm just here to see Emily." Alice was confused, unsure whether to believe him or not, and still felt uneasy. Doug suggested she try talking to the sniper on the radio. If the sniper responded, it would prove Doug wasn't the one. Alice then told Doug, "Go to your car and get your phone. That will prove to me that you're not the sniper." She also told him, "I'll try to distract the sniper while you go and come back." Doug was scared of the idea, but Alice insisted, so Doug agreed. However, as soon as he reached the car and was about to grab the phone, a bullet hit him, and Doug died. It turned out Doug had been telling the truth, and he wasn't the sniper. Alice was devastated, feeling guilty because Doug died because of her, and her chance to escape was gone. The sniper got back on the radio and told her, "You're a killer, you're the one who caused Doug's death because you sent him to get the phone, knowing he'd probably die." The sniper revealed that he knew everything about Alice, including that she had been at a conference for the pharmaceutical company she worked for. He said, "You and your company make drugs that kill people. You're all garbage, killing people in cold blood." Alice replied, "I'm only responsible for the company's social media advertising." The sniper retorted, "What you're doing is worse because you're promoting these products, making people buy them, and lying to them that they're good." The sniper also knew the name of the company Alice worked for. He told her, "You're a selfish woman, you climbed the corporate ladder by cheating, and you deserve to die." Then, the sniper brought up her former colleague who used to work with her at the company, whom Alice had accused of sexually harassing her. Because of Alice's claims, the man was fired, even though she had lied just to take his job. The man lost his job and could no longer afford to take care of his sick daughter. The sniper continued yelling and cursing at Alice. She thought to herself, "Regardless of whether this sniper is Emily's husband or not, Doug was telling the truth, and the sniper tricked me into getting myself killed." When Alice noticed there were umbrellas in the place, she opened one and put it on the ground to cover herself a bit. But the sniper noticed and shot at the umbrellas. Fortunately, Alice moved quickly and reached the exit door, but it was locked with a padlock. She started searching for anything to break the lock and tried to smash it with a fire extinguisher, but it didn't work. After a while, she saw someone arriving at the gas station to fill up his tank. Once he finished, he casually drove off, and the sniper didn't shoot him. This shows us that the sniper only kills people who get between him and Alice. After all her options ran out, Alice turned to emotional appeal, trying to convince the sniper to let her go. She told him she couldn't have kids, and that it had put a lot of pressure on her and her husband, and that she was going to see a doctor tomorrow. But the surprise came when the sniper told her, "I know you can have kids just fine, but you chose to have 2 abortions because you didn't want to have children with your husband. And your poor husband doesn't know what you did," he added, cursing her for cheating on him. He also said, "The world would be better off without you." At that moment, Alice saw a police car coming down the road, but unfortunately, it passed by the gas station without stopping. She took advantage of the calm that followed, quickly leaving the supermarket and rushing toward John's car. She tried to get into the car, but the sniper noticed and unleashed a hail of gunfire on her. Alice ran back to the supermarket, but by then, she had been shot in the leg, causing her to fall and bleed. She talked for a bit before losing consciousness. When she woke up, she treated her wound and managed to stop the bleeding temporarily by wrapping something around her leg. The sniper then spoke to her again, saying, "Do you see how much pain you're in? This is the same pain the children and people who take those drugs feel. You deserve to be punished in the same way and feel the pain they felt." Alice completely ignored him and didn't respond. She later found a worker's uniform with the name, Henry, on it, and realized that Henry had been fired a while ago, but his things were still there. She also saw a picture of Henry in military uniform with his daughter, and she recalled the sniper's story about how her coworker had been fired because of her and couldn't afford treatment for his sick daughter. She began to suspect that the sniper was Henry, and that his daughter got sick because of the drugs her company was selling. Afterward, Alice found a small saw and tried to use it to open the lock, but in the process, she accidentally hurt herself. She picked up the walkie-talkie and said to the sniper, "You won't kill me that easily, Henry." The sniper paused for a moment before replying, "Who's Henry?" A few seconds later, another car entered the gas station, and an old man got out to pump gas. But when he saw Doug's body, he became terrified. The sniper noticed him right away and shot him. To make things worse, the old man's wife got out of the car and ran to her husband, who had just been killed. Alice tries to tell the woman to hide, but it's too late, and the sniper kills her too. This way, there are now two more people with no blame dying in front of each other. Alice can't believe what she has seen, and there was nothing she could do. The sniper tells Alice, "You're pretending to be upset and crying. You and I have the same evil genes. We hurt people but in different ways. If you had a child, your kid would turn out evil, just like you." Alice responds, "You don't resemble me in any way, and I chose not to have kids because I don't want to bring a child into this savage world, only for them to suffer from depression caused by the world and its people. You're a coward hiding in the dark, killing innocent people who have done nothing wrong." Alice continues to scream at him. She stands at the door of the supermarket, where she sees a little girl named Cindy in the car of an old man. After seeing her grandfather and grandmother dead in front of her eyes, Cindy is very scared. Alice feels worried for the girl and tells her to lie on the couch and not to move. But the girl doesn't understand, so Alice goes to get a pen and tissues to write for her. When she returns, she finds the girl has gotten out of the car and is trying to wake her grandmother. Alice writes to her, "Get back in the car quickly." And the girl listens and returns to the car. Alice talks to the sniper and asks him not to kill the girl. The sniper replies, "If I wanted to kill the girl, I would have done it already, but I don't want to do that." Then he says to Alice, "I can spare her on one condition, that I kill you instead. So, are you willing to sacrifice yourself for the girl to live?" Alice replies, "Yes, but I'll only do it if I can get the girl out of the car first." The sniper gives her 2 minutes to get the girl out. Alice writes to her, "Get out of the car and run away." The girl actually gets out and goes to the road, but she is very scared of the darkness and the road, so she runs back to the gas station and goes to Alice. Now, Alice blocks the door and tries to open the back door. At the same time, the sniper finally appears and comes down from the billboard, heading toward the supermarket to kill Alice. Alice finally manages to unlock the door but is shocked to find that there is another big locked door. So now she has no other choice but to confront this sniper, and she goes to hide Cindy, grabbing any metal object to use as a weapon and preparing to fight. The sniper arrives at the supermarket, manages to get inside, looks around for Alice, and asks her, "Do you think your husband sent me because you're cheating on him? Or am I your coworker who you accused of harassment, and who got rejected because of you so you could take his job? Or am I someone completely different, whose daughter died because of your company's drugs?" He says, "I'm the one who messed up the gas tank of John's car so you'd enter the gas station and I could kill you." Suddenly, Alice attacks from behind with a sharp stick and stabs him in the shoulder with a knife, but what Alice did isn't enough to kill the sniper. He pushes Alice against the glass, and the two engage in a fight. He raises a gun at her while she tries to remove the mask he's wearing. Meanwhile, Cindy watches the struggle from a distance, and hears the sound of gunfire. Alice falls to the ground in front of her and thinks she's dead. The sniper goes to search for Cindy and manages to find her, and he was about to remove his mask and reveal his face. But suddenly Alice attacks again, showing that she is still alive. She strikes the sniper with all her strength, causing an explosion. The sniper tries to get up, but Alice hits him again on the head, and he falls to the ground, unable to rise. Alice holds him down and puts him under a press, and she was about to remove the mask to see who he is. But before she could see his face, the press crushes the sniper in a horrifying manner, and thus the sniper dies. This whole drama comes to an end, and Alice wanted to know the true identity of the sniper and his motives for wanting to kill her. She sits on the ground, unable to move, and dies after losing a lot of blood. After witnessing all these scenes, Cindy steps out to the road and runs away, becoming the only survivor of this massacre. And thus we reach the end of the episode. For those who made it to the end, I'd like you to put the gas station emoji in the comments so I know who enjoyed the episode. And don't forget to like our video and subscribe to the channel.